is grass sparrow's tail. So it's everything about grass sparrow's tail. Then you have just a little bit of shorthand, and it goes right into single hand whip. And then you bring the single hand whip, and for 1 second or so, you're in raised hands, and then you immediately go into lean forward. And then I'm going to face you, so I'm changing my feeding a little bit. And then this is what stork spreads wings is. And then you go into, which we will learn, brush knee, a little bit of a brush knee step. And this is play the pee-pod, pee-poo, which is very similar to raised hands. And then we do another brush knee twist. And this is probably the most difficult one. This is called downward parry punch. And then this is called close apparent. And then you do a little switch, and then you get into this. And that's the first page.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we're almost there.
Yeah, yeah.
So, okay. So let's...
There seem to be like eight more to do. I wasn't counting, but yeah.
No, you really don't. You're lean forward, stork spreads wing, brush knee twist step, play the pee-paw, deflect downward parry, apparent close up, and cross hands. So that's 6 more.
Okay.
Okay, so let's go on lean forward. All right. So lean forward, we start in with single hand attaching.
Right.
So let's put your weight on your right foot and go out with your left Tai Chi ball, so we can be together. Down. Okay, and then you go forward, exhaling. Okay, and then what you want to do is you're going to put your weight on your back foot, change your hand positions, your weight's on the back foot. This is an exhale as you step. You exhale and sink. Inhale, you lean forward. Exhale, you come back. Inhale, you're going to come around and step at 45 degrees. Change positions. Exhale, you step. Inhale, you go forward. Exhale, weight on the back foot. Inhale. Change positions on your hands and feet. Exhale, step. Inhale, go forward. Exhale, back. Okay, let's stop because you're right up to the computer. So the important things to remember about lean forward, we'll do it again and I'll talk about some other little important things to do. Let's start on the other side this time. So let's see, we'll take out our right Tai Chi ball. Sink. Bring up and go forward. Okay, and you're going to bring your weight to your back foot. This is 45 degrees. Your back foot's 45 degrees. You want to adjust your hands so that your elbow is going to be here. Let me just go back. So this, we were in raised hands. So this was an exhale. So we inhale coming back as we get our hands in the position. We exhale as we step. You don't have to make a big step, but your weight's still in the back foot. You can sink here. And what you've done with this exhale is you've taken this ball and you've contracted it in. So you have this ball here. So you can imagine that you're exhaling, you're sinking, and you're contracting everything. So that when you go lean forward and you inhale, this ball's expanding. And it's really important to remember that this elbow is going out with the expansion, but this elbow is going back. You don't want to forget your back elbow. So let's contract and sink and inhale, lean forward and expand. Feel the expansion. Exhale, you're coming back to your back foot. You're going to inhale here as you are moving over. And you're going to step as you exhale and sink and contract. Inhale, expand forward, lean forward. Exhale, come back. Inhale, you're getting this whole big ball here. You're inhaling. Exhale, you're going to contract that ball. And inhale, expand, let it expand. Exhale, contract. Okay. So, move forward. And it'd really be great, Emily, if you could find a place in your house where you can go a long distance. When I first learned this, I opened up these doors and I would go all the way from front to back, because you don't go backwards in this form. This is one form that only goes forward.
Right.
And lean forward, your energy, as this is let me go for it. As this is expanding this way, not exaggerating, it's expanding this way. But what you want to feel is this hole here, the shoulder, and the hip a little bit. The shoulder, everything is leaning forward. You really are leaning as you transfer your weight forward. So this is, you just expand and contract. And it's really good to maybe just practice rocking back and forth, expand and contract so you get the feeling. You can try to concentrate on that ball expanding in here so that you can feel both these elbows. But of course, the lean forward is the one that's emphasized, but you just cannot forget that back. Everything goes back. Okay?
Good.
So that will be helpful. We'll work that into our flow practice. I want to spend, Master Lau has spent so much time in the last several weeks on right and left Tai Chi ball, and he said something, I think just last week, that was really, I think, may help you. So we always are talking about the Tai Chi ball is 1 and then splits to 2, and then it goes to 1 to 2 to 1 to 2. It gets big and little, it changes sizes. But it's always connected. Even when you have 2 balls, those 2 balls are always connected. So when we do right and left Tai Chi ball, split Tai Chi ball, which I'm going to do now, let's go to your left side first. So get your left Tai Chi ball, and then step forward, of course, with your right foot. When you're going to split this, we've talked about the two one hand has to be right on top of the other and come straight down until you hopefully feel split. It gets here, and now, but they're still connected. And if you go any further, if you leave this one behind, you're going to lose the connection. They can only go so far without breaking that connection. So you can imagine that. So when you start coming to this side and this starts moving, this one has to catch up. This bottom one has to follow it. It can't spread out. It can't stay behind because the connection will break. So when you want to go forward, and then you're going to go to the other side, this has to follow. This length, this space between the two, can't get any bigger than it is. Okay, so I'm just doing change door on this, so we can stay. So this now is starting to follow. This has got to catch up. This has got to catch up. Can't get any further away. Okay, I think it looks much better now. And that's Master Liao's explanation that's helping me teach this. No, you've left this hand behind. I'm still doing it. I'm not going to stop. very smooth. So remember, you've got two Tai Chi balls. Concentrate on the one that's behind, the back one. Let that move with your body. Let that be part of that whole thing around. Don't leave that back there. You want to keep that, once you get this far, this hand has got to keep moving very, very smoothly. So neither one of them ever really stop. They're always in motion. Okay. I think what I'm seeing is something that you might need to work on. Let's come back together. Let's just work on the change door. That doesn't seem to be, it's something that needs to be easy and smooth, so you don't have to really think about it. So let's step out with your left foot and step forward with the right foot. And let's do just bow and arrow. Okay, forward and back. So change door, you're just going to step out to the side, 45 degrees, and step forward. And you want to make sure your body, try to keep your body as straight, facing straight as you can. Okay, weights on the back foot, let's step to the side, and then go forward, step forward. Let's step to the side, and forward. Okay, step to the side. You want to be able to, yeah, now that's much smoother. You're moving up rather than going side to side. So it's really good when you practice this. Try, I don't know if you have a tile floor or a rug, spot yourself somewhere on the floor. And then do this several times, just keep it up. And when you finish, check yourself to see if you're in the same spot on the floor. No, you don't want to move up. You want to always be exactly where you were. Okay, but you're looking much smoother. Okay, so that is a question. Let's put our Tai Chi ball with that and split it. If I could tell you, Emily, how much I practice this. This morning, I think I spent 15, 20 minutes just doing this, up and down, side to side, 180-degree turn, because you know, you can turn with this too. Remember the 180-degree turn? Yeah, I was too close. It's funny, I practiced it this morning. So the 180-degree turn looks like this. You have to be able to do it really, really smoothly. But I have practiced and practiced and practiced right and left Tai Chi ball. I usually do at least 5 or 10 minutes every day with just that one form. And it took probably a few years before I was really comfortable moving forward and backward and feeling that Tai Chi ball. But it takes a lot of practice. It's one of my favorite forms, I guess you can tell. And because it was a challenge to me. It was really a challenge. So when I was looking at, I want to also focus a little bit on press, because I was watching our video from a couple weeks ago. So I want to point out something with press. So I'm going to go to the side just so you can see my side. But let's go down in single hand attaching, but come up in the press form so that you have your hands here. So what I want to focus on is the position of your hands. You know that the center of these two palms are opposite each other so that they can press. But what you also have to be sure is that they are exactly lined up with your middle dantian. Because what happens, really, and you can start thinking about this, is that energy is coming from behind, because when we go forward, we also have our back behind us. The energy is coming through your body, through your middle dantian, into this hand, and that's what's pushing you to press. So you have all that power behind you that is pressing. I remember Barry used to explain it, that imagine you've got a rope right at the back, it's middle of your back, opposite your middle dantian, and that rope is pulling you back. You have another rope forward that's attached to your middle dantian, going through your two palms and pulling you straight forward. But not pulling this hand, because this hand doesn't move. So you've got all of this energy that is coming from behind and through your middle dantian into your palm that presses. And then as you expand, let's don't talk about the front rope. As you expand, imagine that back rope is just pulling you back through your back. And then it's going to push you forward. And it's going to pull you back. So not only are you thinking about this ball that's got to be compressed from all directions into the center, into a tiny little dot, you're getting your energy from behind you, that's pushing through, and then pulling you back. And then pushing you through as you press. So everything has to be lined up in order to get this energy, and it has to be opened like that. So it's the hand position becomes really, really important in press. So there's a lot of ways. Let me go over different ways to practice press. Once you get into press, you can keep going back and forth, trying to feel that energy coming through your body, through your middle dantian, into pushing the press. And then if you want to try to get more feeling here, you can let go of that and do like a roll back. And you want to imagine when you're rolling back that you're just gathering more and more energy. By the time it gets here, it's getting into a ball, and then it's going to come into this one ball. And then all that energy is pressed. So it's one ball here, it's split, you now have two balls. You want to try to continue to feel the ball that's in this palm, you don't want to let go of that. Meanwhile, in your rollback hand, you're gathering more energy. You bring it back, it's now one ball. You sink a little bit and then let it press. And then you let go, split two balls. So this is very similar to the right and left split Tai Chi ball. You get two balls, one ball, two balls, one ball. Okay. Of course, another way to practice this, by the way, when you do it this way, when you press here and then you go into a rollback, you split and go into a rollback, you're supposed to, every time, you try to imagine that the energy that's in that forward hand is bigger, is more. You want to keep adding more energy into this hand. So that's the reason for keeping this up, and every time you do it, you're adding more energy, and you want to keep it there. You want to hold that additional feeling in that hand as you go to gather up more energy to put on top of that. Okay. And then as I started to say, another way to practice this, of course, you let it expand, and you want to change sides. You just go forward, change your feet and arrow and bow, and then press. And of course, I've said many times that forward hand is got to stay in place, in the same exact spot. It's only the back, your body, that's going back and forth, and and your body that's pushing and pressing and pressing and pressing against that. So we can do the same, roll back on this side, trying to keep our energy in that forward hand. I just shook it all away. Not a good idea to shake it. A lot of concentration. This is a really strong moving meditation to do. And always end up in your beginning stance. Okay. So I spent quite a lot of time working on that pose as well, because the split, 2 balls, 1 ball, 2 balls, 1 ball, the universe is doing this all the time. It's in and out, going in and out, and we start moving with the universe. You're going to try to start feeling the universe actually moving you, and that's really what the universe does. So you can start feeling that with the universe. Okay, so those are the 3 things I wanted to talk about today. But we haven't done grass barrel's tail in 4 directions in a while, so I'd like to just go through that. And in 4 directions, front and back, and then we'll go into a practice. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So let's just start in preparation. I didn't do that before, and gather our energy. Why don't you start on your left side? So let's get the beginning stance. Okay, upward, downward. Left Tai Chi ball. Press, split, pick up another Tai Chi ball, back, 45 degrees, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, that one. This is an inhale, go over that again, okay, press and push. Raise your right heel, step out, adjust, sink, exhale, roll back, inhale, exhale out, inhale, exhale, raise your right heel, inhale as you go, make one more. Exhale as you go forward and adjust. Inhale, come back. Exhale, ward off, roll back. Inhale. Press. Push. Raise your back heel. Ward off. Another 45 degrees. Exhale, adjust your back foot. Inhale, weights on the back foot. Sink. Exhale, ward off into roll back. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, come to center. Okay, so, and that time, again, when you're doing all of this, I know it's hard to think of everything, but when you went from ward off to roll back, you did not get your hands in the position for press.
Okay.
So that is, so even though we're doing roll back, ward off, roll back, press, push, we've got to be careful. You have to maybe go slower than I just did, so that you think about where your energy is and your position. Your hands have to be in the right position in order to take advantage of that energy. guess maybe another way to describe it. So instead of, let's just do a ward off, let's just do a little bit of some forms, and I'll talk about them, and then when we get to where we start playing with our Tai Chi ball, I'll shut up and that'll become our flow. Okay?
Good.
All right. So let's just start beginning stance. And I'm going to do roll back, ward off, roll back, press, push. So put your weight on your right foot and go out with your left ball. Reach down, ward off. You're going to sink a little bit. Let it go into roll back. Gather all that energy. Bring it in position so both balls become one ball. Press. Let it go. That's a push. Inhale. Exhale. Let's do it again. So come back and get a ward off. Sink. Exhale. Just let it go. Roll back. Bring it around. Sink. Press. Go forward and push. Okay, change door. Let's do another ward off. Sink down. Inhale, get your ward off. Sink. Exhale, let it go. Get your roll back. Inhale. One ball. Exhale, press. Let it go. Push. Let it go all the way through you, up behind the wall behind you. Let it come all the way back through. The energy's all out there. You're going to gather all that energy back into another ward off. The ball's down to your Tai Chi ball, that's your side. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, let's gather all of that energy. Keep that forward hand steady. Don't move it. Keep it out there. Sink. You got one ball now. Exhale, press, and let it go. Inhale and exhale. Let's do long hand, short hand. So one thing about long hand and short hand, don't forget you've got the mother and the child, and the mother follows the child, and then the mother changes, the other hand becomes the mother and the child. So these are two balls, and they are connected. So in this whole form, you want to keep the same distance between the two balls. It doesn't get, if this one's going to go big, then this one's got to follow it big. You want it to follow the same distance. Okay, and now let's go into single hand whip. So this is coming down, and this is going to gather the energy. So you're going to look to the side of the universe, pinch it, face forward again. You're going to roll, don't forget to roll forward, and then you start moving it. Start moving, leaning, leaning, leaning till you can't go anymore, and then the elbow starts going, and then when the elbow can't go anymore, the hand comes up. Let it go. Bring it back up. Move it a little bit closer to the center. Get your body involved in it. Your body goes up. Your body sinks. Everything sinks. Let it sink again to the center. Okay, now we're going to start going the other direction. So we stay in the center for 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, let's just go all the way. Let's do it one more time, and this time let's do the whole form. Scooping, scooping, scooping up the energy till you want to pinch that universe. You're facing that direction. You want to rotate your body, and then you start moving across. Go as far as you can, and the elbow, and then the hand goes up. And now this hand, which has got a Tai Chi ball, is going to come around and face that wall. I don't know which way you're facing. And then you're going to go forward. Now when you go forward, you don't move that back hand. That back hand stays in space. Okay, so let's take your forward hand and let's now do the single hand whip in the other direction. So gather your pinch, rotate your body. Rotate your body. Emily, watch me. Watch this, because you're not getting this far. So you're going to go all the way out, and you're going to pinch, and then you're going to rotate your body forward, and then you start moving. Okay?
Okay.
All right, so let's start over again. So let's see, this is out with your left hand, right? So you're going to reach out with your left, and then you're going to face the right wall, and you're going to pinch, rotate your body forward while you keep your hand where it is. Rotate your body forward. Okay, now you sink a little if you want to, and then you're going to start moving. And if you can't go any further, then your elbow starts going. And when your elbow can't go any further to the side, then your hand comes up. Let's do that one more time. Okay, let's gather. Scooping from the earth, scooping from in front of you. Look at that right wall. Pinch, rotate your body forward. Body forward. Now you start moving. Until you can't go any further, and then your elbow starts going until it can't go any further to the side, and then your hand comes up. Okay, so let's do this to the other side. That's important to do, try to get to the point where it's very, very, very smooth. Okay, you pinch and you rotate and then you start moving. So your rotation should be a little faster. Okay, watch me. Don't try to do it with me, just watch. So you're going to go all the way over, and then you're going to pinch, and as you pinch, you sort of like, and then you move. I'm sorry, let me do it again. You want to pinch, rotate, and then you start moving. All as smooth as you could possibly make it. And this hollow fist here, this energy that you've pinched, it's really what's pushing you. It's really what's driving your energy from here is what's driving you forward so it can't go anymore, then it drives your elbow till it can't go anymore, and then it comes up. So you have it all here when you're up at the top, and you let it go. Okay? All right. So let's see. Let's do it to your left. So you want to, let me see. Yeah. Okay. So you take your right. We're going to go to your right wall. Go back because we haven't done it. Okay. So I think we did do that. Okay, we have to go to the other side. Okay. Let go of it and bring it back to the center, and let's go out with your left hand. Okay. And you go to your right wall. Pinch, rotate, and then start moving. Can't go anymore, and then your elbow out. Okay, let's do the let go. 1, 2, 3. Of course, you exhale going down, you inhale coming up. 4. Get your whole body in it. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, and let's come to center. I don't think we did the full, let's do the full single hand whip in that direction. So let's go back out with your left hand. Gather energy facing that right wall, rotate, and then start leaning. This is another lean forward right here, just like lean forward. stretchy ball in it. It comes
Oh,
up and faces out. You sink, and then you're going to split, and you go forward, keeping that back hand right where it is. So this is something to also practice, giving you a lot to practice, keeping that right hand where it is. And if you want to add to it, this is energy. You're going to gather this ball that's out there, and you're going to bring that energy back to this whip hand. Pass that energy through your body, through your shoulder, through the other shoulder, out the other arm, and go forward. I like to do this. I do this quite a lot. You bring it back, your weight's down the back foot. You imagine your energy just going through your whole body, and then out. You bring it back. All the time you're keeping that hand up there, out to the side. So it's just what this is doing is adding and adding and adding more energy inside this hollow fist. It's not really hollow, it's full of energy. And I was doing this and doing this a lot. Let's come back together. I was doing this a lot with George one day, and then it dawned on me, I wasn't even feeling this hand up here. I wasn't like holding it up. It wasn't tired. It was just the energy was holding it up. I didn't even feel it. I was just feeling that. And so there's a thing that George just told me this last Wednesday called sudden realization, or sudden something, that you know where you're going, and all of a sudden out of nowhere, aha, you feel it. You know, you could practice and practice and practice, and you're doing everything right, but all of a sudden one time you're going to say, ah, you know, I feel all this energy going through my arms and my shoulders and out and through this hand, and I'm not even aware of this. You know, it's a aha kind of moment.
right.
Happens. Okay, so let's get back into our beginning stance. Got late so fast. We talked too much. I'm not going to rush. See if there's anything else I want to go over. I think that's really enough. Okay, let's just do a ball practice. Okay, let's go into upward downward. Transition. Inward, outward. So we have ball in front of us. Inhale, let it expand. rotate it vertical. Let's let the ball get smaller and smaller. Focus on that center point. Okay, let's gradually get bigger. Stay focused on that center point. That center point is what's rotating your ball. Just let it get really big. Okay. Keep it horizontal. Let's move it to your left. Bring it to center and up. Right. Focus on the center point. Down. Just go up and down. Let your whole body float up, and your whole body sinks. to your middle dantian. Push the ball out. Bring it back. Your whole body sinks as you bring the ball back, and your whole body floats up as you kick it out. Bring the Tai Chi ball to your left side and split. To your right side and compress and split. Slanting, flying, compress, let it go. Let's just bring it to center. Inhale. Exhale. Let's bring the ball up. Inward, outward. And let's just bring it to the middle dantian in a Tai Chi stance. Compress into your middle dantian and expand out with an inhale. Let it come into the center. Inhale out. Whole body expands up, floats up, and your body sinks as you come down. Go upward, inward, outward. Okay. Get a Tai Chi ball and compress compress it, and bring it to your middle dantian. Compress, compress, compress tight. Focus on the center of this tiny little ball in your palms. With your eyes, imagine the center point moving up. Thinking up, hand to follow until it gets to your third eye, your upper dantian. Let it expand a little bit. And let's focus now on your upper dantian, your center point. Energy is coming through your crown point to your upper dantian, and the energy center point between your two palms meets with the line that goes to the center point of your, can't even describe it, in the middle of your brain there. So you want to try to focus, find the spot where you are feeling your upper dantian. It's a point, and that point is going to the center of your two palms. This takes a lot of imagination. Okay, let's imagine that ball going up, 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 inward, outward. Outward, let's stay out. Let's keep our palms facing each other. Charge up. So you're holding a big Tai Chi ball, the whole universe. Bringing that whole universe to your middle dantian and compress it to a small ball in gratitude. Now let all of that, everything go. Let it all go into the earth. Let go. At this point, you want to feel you're totally yielding. You want to evaporate, vanish. Everything has gone into the earth. Just let it all drain. imagine your energy coming back to the center of your palms. And with that, the palms are going to rise. Gather our energy. Let's do this a couple of times because we have a lot of energy to gather up. One more time. Okay, and let's bring it to our Dantian. And let's imagine all that energy going into the center of our abdomen. Let's get back into our feet parallel. Collapse everything to a tiny point. Let it just all get absorbed into the black hole, or a tiny, tiny point. Just feel it, everything going into that point. Okay. Let's bow. Which again I meant to do before we started and I